I'm going to hazard a guess that most people who are using AI to help improve their writing are getting bad feedback from AI, not because the AI is bad, but because they're asking AI to do the wrong thing. I am guilty of this. I probably spent a year doing this, giving it the wrong instructions, and I think I finally figured it out, and I want to share with you what I figured out and hopefully save you the year of wandering through the desert. For a long time, when I asked AI to help improve my article, I asked it to help me edit the article or improve the draft. What I got back was fine. It was superficial. I got back line edits. I got back improved word choices. I got back maybe smoothed sentences or reordered paragraphs. The AI was useful the way a copy editor would be useful, tinkering with words, sentences, and paragraphs, improving the language, but not necessarily improving the point I was trying to make and the strength of the logic and the analysis in my articles. My writing was getting smoother, but I don't think my thinking got any sharper, at least as my thinking was displayed in my articles. I finally figured out why. When I ask AI to edit or to improve my draft, by default, it goes into this copy edit mode. It's editing and optimizing for fluency and for good transitions, consistent tone. It's not going deeper than that. And that's the problem. I realized I had to ask it to do more than simply edit or improve. I had to ask it to do more specific things, more things that challenged me and my article and the thinking in my article. So for example, I would ask it, what's the strongest counter argument that I haven't addressed? Or I would say, read this as someone who disagrees with my conclusion. What is the weakest link in my article? What is the weakest point that I made that you would seize upon? Or I'd ask it to make a case against my central thesis, my theme of my article. Don't be polite. Give it to me hard. Be skeptical. Tell me what's wrong with this article. So it could be the same model, Gemini or Claude or ChatGPT, and I'm using the same article. And when I asked it to do different things, I got better results. I got feedback on weaknesses in my arguments, weaknesses in the logical flow of my articles, of the analysis that I applied. The value of these more specific prompts is that you have created a sparring partner. You have created a thought partner that you didn't have before. When you have ideas about articles and topics in your head, you only have your own counter arguments to think about. You're setting up straw man arguments. You are trying to figure out where there are weaknesses in your arguments, in the logical flow, in the analysis that you are conducting in your article. But you're kind of limited to your own imagination and your own body of knowledge. When you use AI, the way I suggest you use AI here, you're now getting a sparring partner that has limitless information, has limitless ability to structure arguments and to break down arguments. You've got a worthy adversary who can push your article to be better by forcing you to rethink certain points that you've made. Once you're giving counter arguments, weaknesses, general guidance and general critiques of your articles, now you have something to counter. Before, you didn't know those issues existed. With these more specific prompts, the AI is giving you concrete issues that you have to contend with and you have to rewrite your article to handle. On a related point, that's why the copy edits that AI gives you actually can make your arguments come out weaker because they sound better, but they also might be a little bit more fluffier because they're written more cleanly, but they're not saying much. So here's some guidance about prompting AI to be a bit harsher of a critic, to be a bit more of a sparring partner, and push you to improve the quality of your thoughts and the article that you're writing. First, I would name the failure mode that you don't want. That's a fancy way of saying that AI models tend to default to being agreeable. You have to say, don't be polite, don't hedge, give me the strongest version of the opposition. If you don't make that clear, AI tends to want to please its users and might give you softballs and not take as harsh of a look at your article and your thinking as you need it to improve your article and your thinking. Second, ask AI to come at your article and judge your article from a particular stance. Not just your superior, not just an expert in the field, but a person who disagrees with your entire thesis and theme, or someone who is skeptical of the entire premise of your article. Give it a bit more of an anchor to what you're looking for. You want skeptics, you want people to challenge you. That's how you get sharper thinking and thus sharper writing in your articles. Third, and finally, this might be a little counterintuitive, but I would ask for 1 or 2 objections, not a long list. The way that AI typically works is that if you ask it for more things, it'll give you more things, but they'll be watered down. So ask for the top 1, top 2, maybe top 3 biggest problems with your piece. That forces the AI to focus on the 1, 2, or 3 biggest problems. They will be the most meaty and the most substantive. You won't have a long list of 10 that gets watered down as you get down to the second half. The light bulb went on for me regarding this use of AI and it pushing me to think better and make better arguments in my articles in connection with an article I was working on for a client. The client wanted to talk about this novel theory of law by connecting a couple dots. I thought I connected those dots well. AI disagreed, pushed back, and pointed out some flaws in the logical progression of connecting dot A to dot B to dot C that really gave me pause. And I was like, wow, this is actually spot on. And of course, I double checked the citations that the AI suggested. I was like, wow, this makes the article better. This makes my arguments better. It tightens up the logic and it seals off a flaw that had I not discovered through asking AI to pressure test this article, it would have been obvious to people who are experts in the field and perhaps may have been a problem in terms of my client taking a hit in terms of their credibility if they're writing an article and publishing an article that did not fully answer to potential counter arguments. The big picture takeaway for me regarding these prompts, and hopefully the big picture takeaway for you regarding these prompts, is that when using AI, you can use it as some kind of stress tester. You can use it to push back against what you're producing. You can ask it to challenge you, poke holes in your arguments, in your logical thinking, in your analysis. It's not just help me edit something and make it look better, make it read cleaner. No, you're asking it to challenge your very thinking, your very basic thinking, because oftentimes you don't have someone or something to challenge your thinking when you're writing thought leadership content. You have to anticipate your own counter arguments based on your own knowledge. That's where AI comes in. I think that's a really effective, non-controversial way to use AI. Use it as a sparring partner. Use it as something to challenge your thinking, challenge your logical reasoning, challenge your analytical skills, and help improve your thought leadership articles and the way that you think about issues you encounter in your professional life. If you're interested in learning more best practices regarding thought leadership, including integrating AI into your thought leadership production process, check out lawfirmeditorialservice.com. We have more than 500 videos, blog posts, and podcast episodes that can help you do just that.